Hey there, everybody. I hope you're all doing well, although you haven't joined me just yet, so hopefully you'll be here in just a moment. Until then, we've got some cool topics for you. We're going to be talking about our names today. Our names, what they mean, our birth name, our frequency name, our source fractal name. You know, all of these cool things that are within this whole matrix game of life. Hello, Orune, my sweetheart. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come join. Hi, sweetie. Oh, I hope you are all doing very, very well today. Wonderful. Oh, so I have quite a lot of people here. Hi. So I don't know how many people were here before they heard all of the good stuff there. Hi, Alana. Hi, Virgin. Hello, sweetheart. How cool, my sweet. Alrighty. Well, today we're gonna be going through two topics. One of the first topics we're gonna go through is, of course, I got an email, and it was regarding your name, your frequency name. Okay. I'm gonna keep the individual who sent me the email anonymous because they did not say that they wanted to share this. However, I'm going to, of course, be just discussing this. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, I am. Thank you, Rush. I'm trying my best to follow my flow and do my yoga. Although I couldn't be bothered today. Anyway, I'm well though. I'm wemdo vamdo. Hello, sweethearts. Okay. Hi, Onala, sweetie. Hi. Okay, I'm going to be here forever. Greg, hi! I love seeing everybody. I'm so excited. Amishtal, may not get to see this whole thing right off, but excited to see it. You look lovely as always, glowing. Oh, bless you guys. Thank you. Goodness. All right. Let's get on to this. Okay, so I got an email. Let me read you the email. Again, I'm going to keep this individual anonymous, but I'm going to read you the email. But I just, again, thought it was really, really great. It was a great question. So this is going to be, Ali, that is completely not appropriate. Gregory Donta, let's do the second subject first. Oh, okay, Gregory, if you can tell me why you would like me to do the second subject first, let me know. Let me know a good reason why you want to put me off my flow on this, and maybe I will, we could start with the second subject first. No, sorry. I gotta go in and do what I gotta do here. So this is the email that was sent to me. It was, "Hi, Kulipup. I've been doing some research on the frequency name. According to Quartz Crystal," and if you don't know what Quartz Crystal is, it's this lady called Judy, and she basically was one of the people who won the game of life. She was the first person to win the game of life. And I am not vampire for good. Gregory, nobody said you were a vampire, sweetheart. I hope you're not. But, so she was the first person to win the game of life, anyway. And so she started a series, on YouTube where she was just giving you quick short videos to help you wake up. So that's who Judy from Quartz Crystal is. Now, so again, according to Quartz Crystal, the person's birth name is their frequency name, DNA name, source fractals name, and soul contract name. And she asks, why would you have to change our name? And smoking anything, will it give you a high? Would it affect your frequency? I don't understand, knowing that Quartz Crystal, the only human being to escape the matrix, why would you teach different information? Please help me. I'm very confused, trying to understand. And of course, she sends her love at the end there, which is great. So I wanted to break this down just for anybody else who is confused as well in regards to when you hear me say my name is Kulipup, but yet you see my avatar's name as Nest Chambers, for example. Or if you're part of the group Frequency 51, you will see that a lot of individuals will use an alternate name, and it sounds a little different, just like mine. You know, Kulipup Noah Hahaos Dasosates. See it sounds different, right? And so I'm just going to very briefly explain a little bit about the names and where it's going, right? So firstly, we'll go back up here. So According to quartz crystal, the person's birth name is their frequency name, DNA name, source fractal name, and soul contract name. So let's address that part first, okay? And of course she says, I don't understand knowing that quartz crystal, the only human being to escape the matrix, why would I teach different information? So for one, I'm not teaching any different information, but we are going in depth into the information. So let's go back to the names here. So the person's birth name. So I will say my name, and you can say Nest Chambers. That's the name of my avatar. Okay, this is the name I was born into. So it's the name my parents gave me. It's what is on my birth certificate. Okay, so that is my frequencies matching name within this matrix game of life. All right. So how do I explain that? You know, when you make an ethereal connection within this game of life. Well, every time I touch something, so if I'm touching this lighter, I've made an ethereal connection. Now that ethereal connection holds my frequency name, which is attached to my birth name, which is Nest Chambers. Well, that's not my birth name. That's my married name in the shortened version. But anyway, my avatar's name, right? It is what tracks my DNA or my soul within this game in this lifetime, right? So that is, quartz crystal wasn't lying. You know, that name I have, Nest Chambers, is following me throughout this entire lifetime because, there's only one person with my energy signature with the name Nest Chambers, right? So that is where it is now associated with me, okay, in this lifetime. However, the difference is your source fractal name is your vibrational sound. It is not a name that is given to you. It has never been a name that is given to you because it is literally you. It is you. It is the vibration your energy makes and the sound that it creates, the frequency that it creates. Right? So again, we call them names. I say my name is Kulipup, but really I should be saying I am Kulipup. Okay? Or the long version. Right? So my name is Nest Chambers, but I am Kulipup because that is my vibration. Everything that is connected to my vibration in this lifetime, past lifetimes, a different alternate dimension, universe, it doesn't matter. Right? Kulipup is who I am and what I am. Nest Chambers is just my name. You know, that's just my contract for this lifetime in this body. So I hope that made sense in that sense. Now, I don't understand knowing that quartz crystal, the only human being to escape the matrix, why would you teach different information? Well, like I said, I'm not teaching different information. However, quartz crystal is not the only human being to escape the matrix. She was just simply the first individual to complete the game of life, which was escaping the level 1 matrix game of life. She has yet to escape level 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. All right, so there's plenty more levels to go, but she was just the winner of game 1 or level 1. Now that does not mean she is the only one. Since she was the first individual to complete the game of life, her energy boost affected the entire world at that point, which allowed more people to start to gain the energy they required to ascend. I was one of those individuals. Now, once I gained that little bit of energy to ascend, I went headstrong deep into my awakening. And I surpassed level 1, and then I went to level 2, then I went to level 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and currently getting through to a new one, level 8. So we'll see what's happening with that one. I need to explore it more. So again, it is not different information. It is more in-depth information. When it comes to your frequency names, if Judy was in level 1, that's where she got to, or level 2, let's say, because you need to know your vibrational name to go up there. And we have to remember that Judy is also a very, very private person. She likes to keep her privacy there. She doesn't give out a lot of information because that's her prerogative, right? So it doesn't really matter. But I just choose to give out this very much so in-depth information in order to help develop the ones who have woken up that much more already, if you get what I mean. All right? So Judy's beginner, I'm more intermediate to advanced and expert. All right? So that's what we got there. So I hope that helps. And of course, the last question in this email was, and smoking anything, will it give you a high? Would it affect your frequency? Now, if you are talking about smoking cannabis, which is the only thing that I smoke along with natural herbs, because if smoking cigarettes is definitely not going to, that's going to lower your frequency. Cigarettes, it's the tobacco, the chemicals in there, your frequency is going to drop because that is ill health. However, if you are smoking cannabis, that helps to raise your frequency because it helps to heal your body and bring balance and calm to your mind, allowing you to focus on more positive things rather than negative things at the same time. So you actually get and it's a healing herb. It reacts with the existing cannabinoid system that you have within your body, which again furthers the healing process. So raises your frequency in that sense. Now, will it give you a high? Well, that depends on how you would like to have cannabis. You don't have to, you can consume it. You don't have to get high with cannabis at all. You can consume it, have just the raw plant, grow a plant, take the leaves off, and throw it in your salad. Juice the stalks, if anything, eat the roots. All have the potency of the cannabinoids that are in there is massive. The health benefits are massive, so you don't have to smoke it. You can just consume it. Now, if you wanted to have it assist you with things like sleep and so forth, then I do recommend at least drying out the flower, getting it decarboxylated, and ingesting it. That would be very good. Mateo, thank you, sweetheart. You say CBD as well. You can go for a CBD oil or something to do with CBD. However, I do recommend if you're going to go with a CBD oil or something that is an extraction of the full spectrum of the plant, that you do it yourself as much as you possibly can. And there's videos on YouTube out there that'll show you how to do it. To be honest with you, Lip Up has a whole thing like, but I'm just like, let me go teach about psychic abilities. You do that stuff. So, but I always recommend it, whatever you can though, do try to have the whole entire plant, because then you get the full spectrum of the plant and all of its goodness rather than just extracting only the CBD. Because you can, like I say, you can get the full spectrum of the plant in other ways and you don't have to physically smoke it as well, or vaporize it or decarboxylate it in any way to get the high. Put it in a smoothie and juice it and drink it, right? That would be wonderful too. But you never know. What I want people to appreciate is don't always knock the high. I know everybody's like, oh, I want my brains and my wits about me and everything. And I'm just like, yeah, but you know when you're sick and you have a cold and a flu and your brain isn't functioning properly because you're so tired, exhausted from sneezing, runny nose and everything, you're not thinking right. You're not thinking straight, right? So what do? You have a Tylenol or you have a Neocitrin to literally calm your nervous system so you can kind of get a little bit of peace and rest. Now, would you say that you don't like the high of Neocitrin or that you don't like the high of Tylenol? Because that's basically what it's doing to you. Of course not. You're saying like, no, I feel a little bit better right now. Cannabis is the same way. What you got to do, though, is you got to make sure you're not having any of that disgusting government crap. Okay? Don't take anything from the government because that is full of poisons. At that point, when you have some government cannabis or weed or whatever you want to call it I don't even like to call it cannabis from the government because it's just poison in my eyes. They've made it into something completely different. But if you get it from the government and you're just like, oh, I don't like this high, it's giving me headaches, I'm getting paranoia, I'm getting that. That's not the weed. That's all the Roundup and the chemicals and the GMO shit that they're putting in it. That's poison. You're feeling the effects of poison, not the effects of cannabis, or the effects of a high. So please just ensure that you're not, it's a herb, it's a plant, it's beautiful. Grow it yourself, make it a natural source, and then give it a shot. If you still don't like how it makes you feel, then that's your prerogative. That's fine. You never have to do it like that again. But I'm just saying, if you've never had clean herbs, right, which react very, very well with your body, don't knock the high yet. Don't knock what it is supposed to do in its healing capacity and its healing benefits, because you're missing out. You're missing out based on a false preconception of what this plant is doing and what it can do for you and your body, right? So just try to open your mind just a little bit more when it comes to cannabis and the high, and just see where you're getting it from, right? Because would you literally drink alcohol that you know was made from the sewer? Of course not. You'd be like, ew, I'm not touching that. Versus like somebody who is maybe an artisan in beer and wine making, who, like, you know, did the process properly and organically and is like, oh, this is wonderful. I don't get headaches. I feel great. It's like, well, yeah. If you get frickin' sewer beer or wine, it doesn't taste very good. Right. Anywho, let me get a couple of these. Hi, Jade, sweetheart. Hi, sweetie. I hope you're well. Okay. Hi, Stephen, sweetheart. Hello, Thane. Hi, Gina. I'll take the hi any day. Wonderful. Good. Jade, I'm raising and fast, and it's really taking its toll. How can I help myself at this time? My head's louder than ever. Rest. And I love you too, sweetheart. Oriostian, I love you to pieces. Sweetie, if you're raising frequency really high and your body can't take it, you need to simply rest, sweetheart. That's all you got to do. Listen to your body. Stop going. Once your body is rested and you're calm, you'll find that it's easier, right? So you got to get the hell out of your head and just listen to your body, which is saying, I'm not going to work right now, so I'm going to go take a nap. I hope that helps, sweetie. Stephen, cannabis is great for athletes. Stephen, cannabis is great for athletes. It's great for construction workers. It's great for therapists. It's great for stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home moms. It's great for freaking everybody because, again, it is a natural assistance to your own cannabinoid system. It's great for everybody the same way water is great for everybody, right? Because you already have water in you. So Stephen, yes, you're absolutely right. If you are an athlete, I definitely recommend a good sativa in the morning before you go working out. It's absolutely fantastic, and you'll have a great workout. Even if you're not an athlete, have a sativa in the morning, go have a coffee, and just chill out. You'll absolutely love it. So that was the first topic that's going through. So I hope that cleared up a little bit of maybe some misconceptions about your frequency names versus your source fractal name. So again, who you are versus what you are, right? And who you claim to be versus who you are versus what you are. Anyway, hope that helps. So the next topic I wanted to go through was the one of possession with entities. So whether they be good entities or whether they be bad entities. Now, if you're not sure of what an entity is, I do have a video on YouTube which is going through, entities, programs, and source fractals and the difference between them. So I really recommend you popping onto YouTube, Source Truth. Just type in Kulipup Source Truth, and you'll totally get it there. Kulipup Source Truth and entities, or go to my channel, either way. So more information on that, please go there. However, the reason why this comes up is I made a post, and I'm going to read out the post that I made, just so you can kind of understand where this comment has come from. Because this was for a specific lady or a couple of ladies in my group, and one of the comments was, how does this even happen? What does an exchange like this look like? What a possession, in energy. Can it happen and you not know it has occurred? Is it dreamlike, or does it occur and feel like reality? So all of these things, these questions came up regarding this post, and I'm like, oh shit, well, I should really explain this a little bit more. Joe Rune, how do you find out what frequency you are? Well, Joe, one of the ways you can do that is literally take care of your body, because you got to stop eating meat. Once there's no meat in your system, you'll have enough energy to propel you into the higher frequencies, which will open up your pineal gland and allow you to gain access to the highway of information, which is you and your connection to the universal energy. I do have some videos on that, because I know I've got a lot of individuals watching who already know about their frequencies and so forth. So Joe, I'm gonna direct you to my YouTube channel and to a few of the videos that are there, which you should have, if you go on a playlist, go onto the playlist and it does say Frequency 51 New Members Playlist. Now, whether you are a Frequency 51 member or not doesn't really matter. You can still watch the playlist, which has a little bit more about your frequencies, where to get them, how I get them, and so forth like that. So I hope that works. So, Thane, my crown is wicked active right now and is wonderful. Use it. Use this energy and absorb this information that is about to come to you, my dear. Alrighty. Shal, my sweetheart, I was just talking to someone about entities. I know someone who stays sick. The doctors have run many tests and don't know what's wrong. I told them that an entity has attached itself to the person, but they didn't believe me. This is the kind of thing, right? This is the plight of an awakened individual. You know what's going on. You see the energy that's happening, but you can't force people to believe you. All you can do is give them the information. If they choose to not believe that, or if they choose to move forward, what are you going to do, right? But, bless you. Stephen, you asked, do you use supplements with the vegan diet? No, I use no supplements. Not one supplement at all. Because they have a lot of artificial crap in them. So, and the cleanliness of my body internally is incredibly important to me, so I don't put anything in it that would cause it that kind of direct harm, and supplements would call it harm. I simply, whatever I'm needing, I get it from food. If I need zinc, I eat cabbage. You know, if I need iron, I'll eat spinach or something like that. You know, so that's what I do. I just eat the food that my body requires. Joe, you say, why do some people have no confidence and anxiety? It's been wreaking my life for 44 years. Oh, bless you, sweetheart. Joe, you have, these blockages come from previous emotional energy that has not been processed. So again, I'm going to advise you to go, to have a look at my video on general inner work guidance, how to start that, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to start clearing this out, getting rid of anxiety, building your confidence, and knowing that you're freaking badass. But not only knowing it, but feeling it in the core of your energy. Because at the end of the day, when all of this confidence and anxiety that is covering your heart is processed, understood, and released from you, there's nothing but love left there. And when there's nothing but love, that's where confidence comes. That's where all of this good stuff comes. So, again, going to direct you to that one, just so, because I'm really, really trying to stay on topic. Right, okay. Let's have a look here. Joe, you say, oh, bless you, sweetheart. Joe, you know what? If you want to, please pop me a message. I know it takes me a long time to get back to messages at times, but if you want to, pop me a message. You know, and let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Again, it may take me a minute to respond, but there's no reason why you should hate yourself. Because that's lie. That's just a complete lie. Because underneath who you are is just love. It's nothing but this beautiful vibration of love. And the sad thing is not only for yourself, but everybody else watching this. Like, I know I'm going off a little bit off topic here, but when you realize who you are, when you go into the depths of who you are, when you find your energy and find your core, right? That feeling of who you truly are is so overpowering and so overwhelming. And then when you come into the realization that you feel yourself, right? You feel your vibration. You feel the wonders of your own energy. And then when you feel that same energy in somebody else, like I feel it in you, like I feel it in all of you, right? That understanding of the universal oneness is complete. So you say I'm so kind, you say thank you, and so, but I'm like, Joe, sweetheart, for everybody out there, to help you is to help myself, because I feel you as I feel myself. So it's natural. It's natural to want to do it. And I love you, and I don't want you to hate yourself. You know? I love me, and I don't hate me, and you're me, so I don't hate you. And I'm like, I know I'm kick-ass, so I know you're kick-ass. Right? So let me help you see how kick-ass you really are. Let's be kick-ass together. Like, shit. Okay. But I love you, sweetie. I really do. Okay. Right. I'm going to try to get on, and I love everybody, by the way. I'm going to try to get on to this topic. So let's have a read through of the post I made. Now, one of the reasons why I made this post is because there was a member of the group who did send me a message and told me about, I haven't replied to him yet. I really do need to reply to him. But told me about him being contacted by a council, and they're telling him that he needs to ascend and he needs to come with them and he needs to do these things. And he's just like, I'm a little bit like, this is creeping me out. What do I do? Right? And so I'm just like, okay, don't worry. Let's have a look into this. And so he's being contacted by entities, by the council, or entities that are a part of a council or whatnot. And a lot of individuals are going to be having these messages. Now, how the messages come through, and by the way, they're being contacted from people, so I always use, because people know these ones, the Arcturians and the Palladians, because they are some of the most known entities of light, right? So they're going to be contacting, and a few others, right? They're going to be contacting a bunch of individuals, because as you awaken, as your pineal gland starts to activate and you are accessing the universal energy, that gives them the trigger, like, oh, you can see us, you can speak to us, you can hear us, you can feel us. Well, now we're going to talk to you, right? And they can talk to you in your dreams, because your consciousness is still your consciousness. You don't sleep. Your body sleeps, but your mind doesn't sleep. Okay, so I just want you to remember that. Your body may be sleeping, but your mind, your consciousness is never at rest. You are always going. Your energy is always in motion, right? So that's why some people astral project and they think like, oh, I didn't get any sleep last night. And it's like, well, no, because your mind is so active. Your mind is always active. Your energy is active, but your body was just trying to sleep. But anyway. So they can get you in your dreams. They can be sending you messages. They could be getting you in your meditations. Sorry. When you are meditating, when you are calm, when your mind is open, they can come to you when you are channeling. You know, for example, if you are aware of your gifts and you're actively using them, giving people readings or trying to help them and so forth. When you're speaking, they can come to, if you're open enough, they can channel through you that way and start giving you messages. You know, when you are practicing your abilities. For example, if I wanted to practice my claircognizance through automatic writing, they could literally, if my energy is not strong enough and I'm open enough, they could come in there and literally start to control the writings there. They can use tools and so forth to communicate with you. So trying to influence your pendulum, your tarot cards, any things like that, your crystals, the things that you are using your abilities for, they're going to contact you through those ways. So like if you get a message and it's going to be repetitive, right? If they know that they can get to you, it's going to be repetitive. They're going to tell you all things, and they're going to give you messages of love and light, of course. They're going to tell you like, hey, we're here to help. Wonderful. Come on board. Come join our council. Let us be together. Let us all raise frequency. I'm going to help guide you, and I'm going to help do all these things. So the messages that are sent are very positive, because we have to remember that the Arcturians, the Palladians, they are higher frequency entities. They do vibrate on a certain level of love to a certain extent. They can only go so far because only up until their purpose, which is just under a physical frequency of 500,000 or below. So they can work with you at that point. Although they are going to be targeting, again, the individuals who are raising frequency at a phenomenal rate. So when did they start talking to me? They started to talk to me a lot more when I was in physical frequency level 11 plus, but I kept my distance because, again, my energy was just like, you can pick it up because I'm seeing their ships and shit. It's like you can answer that call, but be wary and don't attract them, right? You don't want to associate too much with them because, again, it's easy for you to be led astray with this. So that was one of the things there. Oh, let's have a look here. Onala, my brother is one. Yeah, your brother is a starseed. Hazel, I got most of my energy from her in the beginning stages of awakening. Oh, sorry, you're talking about, yes, Hazel Tanganoa Haho Stasosotes. I did give you a fair amount there, and I gave a lot of people, but to be honest with you, if you're watching me right now, I'm automatically giving you some of my energy. And you are, of course, giving me your energy. You're giving me your focus, and I'm giving it back to you at the same time. So you may find that after, the more you listen to my my lives and my everything, the more you're going to start to get more ringing in your ears at a faster pace. You're going to feel a lot of the symptoms of the full moon, the swings, a lot more intensely. You're going to have to do a shitload more inner work than than more people around you at a faster pace. But it's just because your energy is going to go pretty high pretty quickly. Thane, Consensium is how they approached me last year. Exactly. Thane, that is a wonderful, Consensium is how they would want to approach you. So if people are just like, what does Consensium mean? It just means the want and the need to help other individuals, how we help another individual, right? And that's exactly what they're going to do. You know, entities of light, Arcturians and Palladians and so on, they will assist you. They really, really will. And they will sell it to you on the basis of, we're growing the world, we're expressing ourselves together, this is for the betterment of love and light. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you their purpose at the same time in the role of the Matrix game of life at the same time, just because I know some people will be like, well, why would they want to do that? What's the benefit of it, right? But that leads into this one. Hazel, yes, I was contacted during a meditation by an entity. Yep, I'm not surprised. A lot of people are going to do this. Amishtal, my mind never sleeps. I know it doesn't, sweetie. Although you got to put yourself to sleep at sometimes, I tell you that. So I'm going to read some of these. Oops, sorry. You get to see my closet door there. So I'm going to read a little bit more of these a little bit down the line here, and I'm just going to get on to this, because I swear I'm just going to sit here and talk and chat for you, like, long time. So anyway, this is what the post was, and this was, of course, I thought everybody should know this, so that the individual who posted, or who came to me and said, like, I'm a little creeped out by this, like, what do I do when these entities are contacting him? So I'm just going to read this out. To those of you, and this is my post that I made this morning, to those of you being contacted by the council or any other entity, entities are not merging with humans, nor do the majority of them want anything to do with your benefit. Okay? I'll repeat that. The majority of entities, they are not merging with humans, because what they're doing is they're going to be saying things like, we are merging together. Right? They're not merging, okay? The majority of entities, they do not want anything for your benefit, because this is, as I said here, it is all business and an energy exchange, okay? So your benefit, whether you're having a beautiful, fantastic life full of love and joy and happiness, doesn't mean anything to them. It's literally, you got energy. How you got that energy doesn't matter. The fact is you have energy. And they're like, we can make an exchange. It's business. So the majority of entities are abducting and maiming humans primarily. That's the majority of entities. That's what they do. Abduct you and either experiment, use you for food, literally breeding and so forth, so experimentations and so forth. So that's what the primarily amount of them do. Now, you have the entities of light, and those are a part of, again, the higher frequencies, such as the Arcturians, Palladians, for example. They are not helping, but they are guiding you in the process of evolution. All right? because they are inherently higher frequency, they're not going to be on the same levels of the lower frequency entities where they do feed off of fear. The Octurians don't do that. They capitalize on your love energy, but they are still taking and using your love energy. Okay? So they're guiding you in the process of evolution so that you can continually generate more love energy so as they can use it. The benefit for them is completion of their purpose, because this is actually their purpose to come in at this time. And I'll tell you more about that in just a moment. So let me just read this out. So their energy will be reabsorbed once they take the status or stance of the evacuated source fractal. So what did I mean by the evacuated source fractal? So for example, if you are an individual who you are a source fractal, you are an immortal soul, you have your divinity, and you have been contacted by this Palladian or this Octurian, and they say, hey, come join our council, right? If you say, yes, I agree, I consent, that means you have you have evacuated your position within your vessel. You have given away your vessel, the seat in your house. You have given it away. So we'll say you have evacuated. Now this means they're going to just basically take over your shell or your vessel to those who allow them to do so. It will not harm the fractal, so it will not harm your spirit, but it will mean that you as a source fractal have forfeited your sovereignty by allowing the entity to rule and possess your vessel. Okay? So, and I said this is literally a Jesus take the wheel kind of moment. And the reason why I said this is a Jesus take the wheel moment is because, well, let's relook at that. You have, I'm going to say an Octurian, okay? So you have an Octurian, you are a high frequency individual, you've just raised a lot of love in there, so you're generating a lot, right? And everything's kind of like, woo, I'm waking up, we're good. So the Octurian is going to be like, okay, well, I can't physically generate this energy because only Source Fractal is able to generate this kind of, we are the only ones that generate energy. Everybody else uses the energy that we generate. And the Octurians are part of the people who use, or the beings that use our energy. So, anywho, you've raised frequency. Sorry, I got off track there. So you've raised frequency. The Octurian says, hey, you're high frequency. You're generating a lot of power. Come join my council, and we're going to help heal the world. And you then go, that sounds great. Let me do that. So what that is that's the consent now for that entity who's contacted you. Because remember, they could get in your head. They've already gotten into your head because they have contacted you. Well, now it means that they are going to take over your thoughts. You will then you will be an observer in the back seat, okay, of your vessel. Because you still have the DNA soul, the DNA contract. So your soul cannot leave your body until your body's dead, right? But that doesn't mean that you're going to be the one that is experiencing in this time, because you've moved over. You've just said, hey, take the wheel of my vessel, of my car. Your vessel is your car to experience life. You've just said, hey, take the wheel. I'm gonna step aside and let you do it. So what does that mean? It means that they will direct your thoughts. If they direct your thoughts, it means that they direct your actions. If they direct your actions, that means that they are directing your experience. Thus, if you are not directing your experience and they are, it means that they are now experiencing and not you. All right? That's what it is. So the decisions as to what you eat, the decisions as to where you go, the decisions as to where your energy is flowing will now be held by this entity because you had said, here you go. So let's have a look here. So that's basically what's going on. Now, the purpose of the Octurians as to why, or these entities of light, like why would they want to do this? Because it is their purpose. They are literally the ones that come around at the end of the rapture, or during the rapture, if you want to call it that, or the apocalypse, or whatever, this harvest period. They are the ones that come in and still try to pick off the ones that are willing to let them do so, right? Because once you raise in frequency, you understand more of your energy and you understand where your focus is going, and you're creating, right? You're creating. And there's a lot of power within that ability of creation or to create. So if you've got all this power and you're aware of it, it is harder. It is much, much harder for them to infiltrate or for them to exist. So their purpose is literally to come in, and if you are high enough in frequency but still not in control of your thoughts, well, that's like literally handing over, you're just handing shit over to them. And that's their purpose, is to pick out those individuals who are not in control and still handing their energy over to entities, right? Now, don't get me wrong, you're still going to be generating power. Because you're going to be experiencing life through these entities. And if it's an entity of love, then they're going to make some decent decisions for you. But the point of the matter is that they're not your decisions. So you're going to still experience some great things, no doubt. And you're still going to enjoy the energy and everything, but you're just not going to be in control of it, right? So it kind of like, that really, really does suck. And it's not something I would definitely think, but that is their purpose. Once they have taken over a vessel of an individual, of a source fractal, they will then live out that time and generate that energy and take that energy for them and experience until that vessel dies, basically. Once the vessel dies, the source fractal is then released back to source, and the Arcturian has completed its purpose. And that's what it is, right? If an Arcturian is unable to possess an individual, then basically they just live out the rest of their lifespan within this universe until the universe comes to completion, or until they choose to be absorbed in other ways into the universal energy. But that is their purpose. So that is why they are seeking out higher frequency individuals in order to gain your energy. So going in this a little bit more, because I'm still not finished reading my post. I ended with, this is literally the Jesus take the wheel moment. So the source fractal will be on observation mode and will no longer participate in the experience, but will not come back to source until the lifespan of the vessel has been completed, as mentioned. So once the merge has been accepted with your consent, okay, the only way to reverse this process, the only way to completely say, well, hey, I'm observing, but you know what? I want to experience. I don't want to have this entity anymore. I've raised in frequency and I'm feeling good and I want to kick them out now. I want to experience because I'm in control, right? At that point, I'm trying to keep on track here. Okay. The only way to rid yourself of the entity is to take back your sovereignty. However, the entity will not relinquish the seat without proof that you are capable of vibrating at a higher level of thought, which will be very difficult as their knowledge of the ethereal and the physical far supersede those that were reincarnated into the game of life naturally rather than through possession, and whom are currently in physical frequency level 4 to 426,000. Frequencies above this will not be applicable or eligible for the option of possession, as their frequency signature is too high for the entities to survive within the vessel. So what do we mean by that? So how do you take your sovereignty back? Well, you have to invoke your will. The same way, you know how difficult it is? You know when your mind is ruled by fear and negativity? Well, that's your subconscious and conscious entities constantly planting thoughts into your mind, right? Which those thoughts of negativity then lead to negative actions, and those negative actions help build a world of misery and pain and suffering for you, right? So you got to think, so many individuals in the lower frequencies are already possessed by their subconscious and conscious entities. How difficult is it to get rid of those little bastards? Same thing with the Arcturians, except for you have to be so sharp, so aware of yourself, of your surroundings. You have to then... It's like, for example, I want you to think, right? I want you to try to convince me Me, Kulipup, me, my whole being, who I am, what I am as Kulipup Atenganoa Hahaos Dasosates. I want you to convince me that I'm you. That's what I want you to try to do. And I can tell you right now, there is no words, nothing in this universe of energy at all. There is not a frequency out there that you could say or do that would convince me that I am you. Right? I am you, don't get me wrong, but I mean like my frequency signature is you. Like in my mind, because no, I know what I am and I know who I am. Right? So I want you to convince me that you should be the one that is inside my body right now. Nothing's going to happen, right? And I want you to think an Arcturian with this knowledge is now sitting in sitting in your vessel, in your body, who has my kind of willpower. Well, not entirely, but my kind of willpower or knowledge of willpower. And I want you to tell them to stop controlling your body. Nah, it's going to be hard because you'll be like, I want to go outside. And they'll be like, no, we're meditating. And then your body will sit down and you will meditate. That's literally what it is. Because they are in control of you. The other way around. Right? So you have to have an immense amount of strength. Mentally, physically, an iron will not to give up. And an iron will to prove. You have to at that point prove that you are able to generate more power and that this entity is now a nuisance within your vessel. Okay? If you have not encountered your subconscious or conscious entities within yourself right now, if you've not encountered them before, if you've not felt them before, if you've not noticed the difference with the words and the language that they use as they are infiltrating your thoughts, then I tell you right now, if an Arcturian comes to you, don't take it up. Don't take them up on their offer. Now, like I say, it's a Jesus take the wheel moment. If you do decide to take them up on their offer, yes, it will be very difficult for you to come out of it, but they will take care of your body and they will take care of your vessel. It just means that you're not going to progress beyond a certain point. And you can have somebody else drive the car, right? But it's not as fun. It's not. It really, really isn't. Because I tell you this, when you discover who you are, and then you discover that there is no depth, or the depth to who you are goes so very deep, right? And each time you go deeper into yourself, you discover something magical and beautiful that comes out, right? And it is so intriguing and it is so wonderful to experience and behold that you don't want to give that shit up. You don't want to give that experience up. Yeah, an Arcturian is going to take care of your body. You're going to look great. You're going to feel great. You're going to do some fun stuff. But at the end of the day, nobody can have fun better than you can have fun to yourself, if you get what I mean, right? And who wants to be on a freaking, on the back seat in their own life? Okay, so I've got quite a few questions here, so I'm just gonna kind of read back, and I want to go through these ones so we can get complete understanding of what's gonna be happening. So let's have a look here. So I'm gonna go back up to the top here. I've got Amish Tall. You say, I have been tricked by a low-level entity before when I first woke up, and it wasn't pretty. Took a lot to get away from that, right? That's a lower entity. These entities of light, they can go all the way up to physical frequency 426,000, right? Most people are struggling to get up to 8 or 9, right? Or even 11 or 12. So you got to think they can go up super freaking high. So you don't want to give that shit up. Hi, Kelly, sweetheart. I don't know if you're still here. This is old. Hazel, you say, many people think the Anunkai are going to come back. Is this true? They never left. The Anunkai never actually left. The main fleet, the majority of them did leave. but they have always had a foothold within Earth, and here they've never left. They are literally, they've put themselves out there as to be gods, as to be demigods. Worship me. They're in Egypt and so forth. A lot of them were here, but that time has passed. It is harder for them to assimilate within human society. So there's fewer of them here. It was easier when the lower frequencies, like when the second dimension and the third dimension still existed. But as we are raising frequency, the Anunnaki, they are not entities of love and light. They never have been entities of love and light. They literally take their energy from the expulsion and the exhibition, the use of other beings, whether they be human or other entities. They literally, Jupiter Ascending, if you've seen that movie, Jupiter Ascending, and there was I thought that was, it was a really, really, like, if you're not awake, you're just like, that movie is so silly. But when you watch it from an awoken person's perspective, you're just like, oh shit, those are the Anunnaki. They have the Dracos as the reptilians, and you can see what they're doing, how they're harvesting planets, and killing off populations. But anyway, so Jupiter Ascending. But, yeah, they're not really there. Now, will the Anunnaki come back for humankind and to have a higher stake in this world and collect? They're going to try. But they are still lower frequency individuals. So if everybody is raising their frequency and the frequency of the world is going up, then you're kind of good. So I'm like, don't even worry about it, to be honest with you. Don't focus on them. Don't focus on any entity, because if you focus on them, you literally are creating an ethereal connection from you to them and signaling them like a beacon, like, hey, pick up my call. So don't even focus on them, right? Just focus on you and raise your energy. Amishtal, my recent repeated message has been fire and light. In what concept there, my dear? Or, yeah, in what concept, sweetie? Oh, Hazel, I have no clue who Barbara is. That's fine. Thane, they always seem to keep distance. Yes. The Arcturians and Palladians, they don't necessarily want, or the beings of light or so forth, they don't necessarily want to be face to face in front of you. Okay? They don't want that. Let me see. You know what? I'm not even going to focus on why, because they have their own reasons. But it is part of their purpose, and it is more beneficial to them if they can get you through your consciousness, right? Because that's what they preferably want to do, is just transfer their energy into your vessel so they can live out your life. Okay. Oh, sorry there. Hazel, sorry. So yes, you said, let me rewind my comment. I got most of my info from Barbara, Marcinac, in my beginning stages of enlightenment. Yeah, I don't know who that is. That's fine though. Gina, can you reprogram your subconscious while you are sleeping by wearing earphones, listening to meditation on manifestation? Gina, no, you cannot reprogram your subconscious. Your subconscious is an entity of fear. What you can do is you can reprogram your vessel and the energy within your vessel to respond to your source, to yourself, to your source fractal, and not the programming of the subconscious, right? Because again, I want you to remember and appreciate that your vessel, your body, is a biological computer. It is the most intelligent AI machinery that you will ever come in contact with, and it will, of course, be programmed through repetition, through certain spells, through certain actions, and so on. Right? So again, you're not trying to reprogram your subconscious, because that entity is always going to wreak havoc on your life. You are literally reprogramming your vessel to take the commands of your source fractal, because your source fractal is literally your energy and what you want in terms of for manifestation and so forth. Your source fractal is the source of your energy. Your source fractal is you, right? You don't get programmed. You create, right? So again, reprogramming your vessel to take your own source fractal or energy command, your own consciousness command, so that you can be the creator that you are and go create some really cool shit. All right, I hope that helps. Julissa, hello, sweetheart. Oh, Hazel. Oh, you were so Barbara is some alien lady. Okay, so to the point where I was wanting and asking to be abducted. Yeah, that whole, oh shoot, Hazel, I swear, that whole false ascension kind of, the whole false ascension movement that goes on, which again, where the reptilians, the Pleiadians, the Arcturians, a lot of the other entities who do abductions, yeah, they're going to put some bullshit in your head, making you think that, wow, this is great. I want to be experimented on. No. Again, it's all an energy exchange. All an energy exchange. You either exchange your energy with knowledge of who and what you're exchanging your energy with and for, or you just get abducted and you're just like, wow, willy-nilly, take it. And they're just like, I'm taking as long as you're given. As long as you're consenting. Hi, Astrid. Oh, hello, sweetie. And I'm happy you made it, too. So, Joe, is that the same as in entities as in being possessed? Yeah, Joe. Yeah, this whole thing. Possession, I want you to kind of think, like, we often think that possession is like the exorcism of Emily Rose, or like The Exorcist, where a demon is coming in and possessing you and your head's spinning around and you're puking up like freaking green shit and, you're doing all of these things. But possession happens every single day, and it happens on a continuous basis. You have been led to believe that all possessions are theatrical, demonic, that you're not possessed unless you're speaking in tongues. You're not possessed unless, you're floating and levitating off of the bed and have to be constricted and a priest has to come in. That is an extreme form of possession, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not saying that that's just an extreme force. You're possessed every single day. Every time you have those thoughts of negativity, those whispers of insecurity that go through your mind, the constant trigger of anxiety, of worry, through thoughts that they know trigger your solar plexus to generate this energy, that is regular possession by your subconscious and conscious entities. So many people are regularly possessed. The lower frequency you are, the higher and stronger the possession is. The higher frequency you are, you don't get possessed unless you are agreeing to a possession of something higher energy than you, right? So the Arcturians and Pleiadians are higher energy than most, so they will easily possess a lot of individuals. But, for example, though, they can't freaking possess me, like... Shoot, I tell you, they can't even possess me even if I, totally, got off the seat and dusted it off for them and said, here, try to take my vessel. It won't happen. The connection is so very strong, so very fast that it just, it literally snaps back into place. It's really funny. I experimented with it, to be honest with you. Not with Pleiadians, but with other entities. Anyway, but yes, that is still possession. So many people are possessed every single day. Because again, remember, your vessel, your body, is what is being possessed, what is being controlled. It is what is in control of your body, right? Whose possession it is at the time. But it is still just flesh and blood, a biological machine, a biological computer. Just think, how many people use a desktop computer, right? And it's whether you want to be that private desktop gaming computer or whether you want to be an internet cafe computer where everybody can use you, right? So this is why we got to get strong. We got to increase our energy. Okay. So, Onala, there are fractals that think they're starseeds. Yes. Onala, that is exactly, this is what it is. I'm so thankful that you came up with, Stephen, you've asked me where do I get my B12. I'm going to answer that in just a second, sweetie. But for Onala, though, there are a sugar load of individuals who believe that they are starseeds and they are actually source fractals. And one of the most common reasons why is because the term starseed has been glamorized, for one, because people don't know what a starseed is. Now, not only that, they believe that a starseed is, well, the majority of them believe that a starseed is positive, when really it's like, no, a starseed is simply an individual who has not been, who is an entity, who is born and reincarnated in Earth. You can be a really shitty entity, or you can be a kind of a nice entity, but either way, a starseed, that's all you are. It's just an entity that has come into a human vessel or a human body. Now, fractals, though, believe that they are starseeds, and normally the starseeds of light, only because when we start to wake up, our empathy is triggered, right? This welling of love comes about, this feeling of joy, of peace, and also noticing that you're different from a lot of the other lower frequency people. So because we know we're different, but we're not searching inside deep enough, we're still looking outwards. A lot of source fractals have the feeling, but because they don't know how to look inside, they go on Google and they're just like, what is it that I'm doing? Like, somebody tell me who I am, what I am. And then they learn about starseeds and how starseeds feel and how they're different and, you know, how they behave differently. And they just think that, oh, I'm different. I know I'm different. So I must be a starseed, right? And it's just like, nah, you're a source fractal. But again, it all depends on who is willing to. Those source fractals who think they're starseeds are going to be very susceptible to the Arcturians and the Palladians coming in. But those source fractals who are just like, wait a second, although that sounds appealing, it doesn't sound just right for me. So I'm going to look deeper into myself. The more I meditate, the more I discover myself, the more you're like, I'm not a freaking starseed. Like, I'm not. Anyway, though. I hope that helps. Hi, Samuel, sweetheart. Amishtal, you say, yeah, I had a lot of confusion waking up, which I think may have been past life or game memories, where I believed I was from other places or was a starseed, and I feel so foolish for that error. Amishtal, do not, oh my gosh, sweetheart, do not worry about it. When I was in, like, literally level 5 or level 6, I thought I was a starseed. I did the same thing. I had not understood how to look inside myself to a deeper point at that time. So I thought I was a starseed because I'm like, I'm different. I know I'm different too. So I did the exact same thing until literally through more self-discovery, through more meditation, calming my mind, and then coming across my cognizant ability. Oh shit. I was just like, that's when all the serious truth and download of information came, and I'm like, I ain't no damn starseed. So don't worry, don't feel no shame in it, sweetheart. Like, literally, I think almost everybody does it at some point. Or most people will. Stephen, oh hell no, right though? So Stephen, you say, let's have a look here. You asked me, where do I get my B12? Sweetheart, I manifest and I also just eat vegetables and greens. I eat avocados. Avocados have some B12 in there. What else do I eat? Spinach, cabbage, broccoli, those kinds of things. They all have B12 in them. So I get my B12 from my plants, right? However, we have to kind of get the stigma that, oh, B12 is not found in plants and it's only found in animals. Who the frick said that? We don't need the amount of B12 that a cow needs. Where does a cow get its B12? From the grass. Like, anyway. So, the foolishness of the propaganda that goes on in terms of health and food and body and stuff, I'm just like, Jesus me. And I'm going to try not to get a little like, oh, overexcited on that one. Okay, let's get through to some more of these questions. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, Amishtal. So you say, so when I said to you, Ness, I may need you to take the wheel on this one, I wasn't consenting, but say I had said that with consent to anyone, I could have been there totally screwed. Yeah. Amishtal, you're absolutely right. You could have been. You told me to take the wheel on this one, and I'm like, no, because I can decline that. And I'm like, no, you got to learn a lesson, Amishtal. You're going to be okay. You got to live through this experience so that you know it'll never happen again. But yes, if an Octurian or Palladian or whatever, another one of them, came up to you and said, would you like me to take the wheel? And you said, yes, please, just take it. Then you would have given them consent. And the thing is, though, Amishtal, you are a very busybody, and you are very busy in your mind. So it would be harder. Just because you've given consent doesn't necessarily mean that it's an easy sweep or an easy transition. They have to take the process of merging. They have to start programming your body to take their command and not yours. However, I don't think in any way, shape, or form that if you gave consent that it would be an easy merge or an easy transition, because you would be like, what's that? Like, I don't want to do that, or your mind would be fairly busy. But again, yes, consent. Consent can go a long way in that way, but I'm glad that you caught that. So Adam, you say, I have too made that mistake of classifying myself as a starseed. Don't worry, sweetie. Again, everybody's freaking done it. We all do it until, like I say, until you look into yourself that much more deeply and you are silent and you are quiet and you are just basking in the glow, the vibration, and the beautiful hum that is your entire being that makes up you, you realize that it's like, ooh, nah, I ain't a starseed. This feels too good. Feels too good. So, Deborah Ann, you say, this is why my husband lost his consciousness to reptilian, not through saying or connecting with Arcturians, but his frequency was so low, his aura fractured, torn and weak, his heart closed off, his personality completely changed. I feel you, Deborah Ann, and I thank you for continually sharing your story, because you know what, that breeds a hell of a lot more awareness that, yeah, this shit does happen, and you don't have to be a politician or a celebrity or somebody of like, not saying that you're not of high importance or anything, Deborah, but I'm just saying that you don't have to be somebody in the limelight for these things to happen to. You don't have to be this serious, oh, am I being cut off? Are they trying to silence me now? Yeah, Hazel, they're trying to silence us. Oh, bless you guys. I hope you're still with me. Well, I'm going to continue, and hopefully everybody will be able to come back at some point. I hope so. I hope so. Or at least rewatch this at the end there. We still there? Well, I literally can't see who is watching and who is not watching, if you are watching or not watching. So, hopefully you're still there and you can give me a little heads up. But yes, thank you for sharing that though, Deborah, because at the end of the day, this shit is real, and you do see how people just lose themselves, how they completely change, and it doesn't seem like anything you say or do will change their behavior or actions, and this is what possession is. Okay. Joe, oh my, I wonder if I am. Joe, you're a source fractal. Yep, you're a source fractal, sweetie. Astrid, you say, I need to go back to the beginning. So confused. Star seeds versus source fractals. I thought the Palladians and Arcturians are our friends, connected by oneness and love, and they're here to support human and Gaia's ascension. Yeah, Astrid, I don't know how much you heard, but you may have to rewatch this. And again, it is the message that is being sent, because they are indeed part of the oneness of universal energy. They understand their creator and where they come from and how energy works. They also understand how your energy works, right? And they are here to help support the ascension, but supporting the ascension through possession. They don't tell you that part. They'll tell you it in a different kind of way. They'll say, yeah, we're here to support. Come join us. Come be with us. Come help us. You know, the same way you get groomed into something. You know, just think, if you're being groomed, let me put that down a little bit. If you're being groomed by someone, a predator in some way, they're going to make you feel really good until they got you, right? And that's basically what it is. So I'm not going to say that they're not friendly beings, and I'm not going to say that they don't have a benefit, but I'm just saying, as a source fractal who is going through the ascension process and who is, you know, creating your own world, just don't get duped by that, you know. Just don't get duped by it. Okay, so let's have a look here. Going down, Michelle, I love Jupiter descending. Good, good, good. Hazel, oh, Hazel, Barbara is the woman who channels Palladians. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel that. Okay, Amishtal, you say, when you said repeat messages are usually them trying to get a hold of you, I keep getting messages about March 4th and fire and light. Well, Amishtal, I'm going to say you need to, with that message, I want you to look more so in your core. I want you to do a meditation, silence that mind that you got, and I want you to do a meditation and go into your core to find who that message is coming from. Whether it is coming from the Palladians or whether it is coming from your heart, right? Because you'll know if it's coming from the Palladians. I'm not saying disregard the information. They could be telling you something that they see. But I'm just saying don't hang off of every word, right? You still have the ability at a higher frequency to tell truth from lies, and that's what we want. That's what we need to try to do. I'm not going to tell you what that is because you are at a high enough frequency right now to understand or to find the information for yourself and deduce it. So I'm not going to take away that opportunity for you, sweetie. Okay. Oh, Gina, yes, you say, yes, since our subconscious never sleeps, I thought I could get messages there while my body rests. Yes, technically you do. That's what I do as well. You know, like when you see me come into your dreams, I know that your mind is still active, and I'm going to try to teach you something while I'm there, or give you some kind of cool experience, something to think about, something to help awaken you and excite you, right? But your body is resting at the same time. So, 2 birds, 1 stone. Although I don't want to kill any birds. Joe, I best get my ass sorted and start living. I hope so, sweetheart. I hope so, because life is wonderful when you start living it. Okay. Adam, guilty of that Google search. Bless you. Oh, Hazel, I keep getting knocked off the live. They don't want to... to be honest with you, I don't even know if anybody is watching this right now. I'm getting no comments or anything, but I'm going to continue on and hope that everybody can catch the replay. Stephen, how do you know if you're a starseed or a source fractal? You got to know yourself. You got to start looking inside yourself, meditating, being silent, asking yourself questions, what I like versus what I don't like. You know, you've got to ask yourself these questions. The deeper you go, that is when you will know if you're a source fractal versus a starseed. And not only that, but when your abilities start to activate, your clairsentience, your claircognizance, your voyancy, your empathy, all of these things, when they start activating and really starting to get strong, use these abilities. Ask these questions, gain this information through the ability, the natural, inherent ability that you have. And you'll find your answer, sweetie. You will find your answer. Okay. So yeah, everybody keeps getting knocked off. Bless you. Okay, well, that is, since everybody is off, I think I've gotten through all the comments. I love you immensely. Please share this if you found it interesting and useful. Let's spread the word, and hopefully more individuals will know what's happening when an Arcturian or Palladian or any one of them contact them. Alrighty. Love you guys. Bye.